This has Oiler fans fired up as an Oilers prospect is shooting for the moon when it comes to his optimism on making the roster out of training camp. All that and more today here on Oilers Digest. It's almost the middle of August and we are getting ready for some Oiler hockey. We're also getting ready for the future of Oiler hockey as we will break down in the video today. And if you're enjoying the videos, folks, make sure you subscribe here to the channel as 77% of you have not yet subscribed. So make sure you hit that button down below for any and all Oiler content there. Now, the Oilers prospects, we know about the guys on the main roster, but what about the guys trying to break the main roster? We will get into that with Bo Knows. Yes, that is a reference, to the Bo Jackson campaign in the late 80s there with Bo Akey of the Oilers, they're formerly of the Barrie Colts. But when it comes to Bo Akey and, the rest of the Oiler prospects, he is smack dab right in the middle there, number 5th on the top 10 Oiler prospect list, surrounded by, lots of big names, Matthew Savoy, Ike Howard, Maxim Berezovsky, who were still waiting to come over from Russia there, and, near the end of the list, Roby Yarventi, who we're hoping to, hopefully crack some Oiler time this year, with injuries that, may happen. Roby Yarventi, the way that he plays in Bakersfield, might get him a call up there. Quinn Hudson, who we saw in Oiler action last year, and then lots of other names, Josh Szymanski brought over from Germany, and then the most recent picks there were Tommy Lafreniere in Aiden Park. But we will focus on Bo Akey, yes, drafted in the second round of the 2023 NHL entry draft, 56th overall. There's still 20 years, and I've seen so many people, write him off, use him as trade bait there in multiple trade conversations with Bo Akey. But the guy, he's a right-handed, playmaking defenseman. Those do not grow on trees there, and he's very excited to be an Oiler. He's set to give my all in bid for an eventual spot with the Edmonton Oilers. He's been through so much adversity in his young career so far. I mean, double shoulder surgery after being knocked out in a game against the Mississauga Steelheads there, and just dealing with a whole lot of injury and a lack of playing time over the past 2 years. There you can see, 61 games played, 66 in his first 2 years with the Barrie Colts, but only limited to 14 in 52 in the past 2 years there. But, still put up some decent points there, 32 points in 52 games there with the Barrie Colts. And even though he was invited to Team Canada, cracked the Team Canada roster for the 2025 World Junior Hockey Championships, struggled to see the ice there when Dave Cameron didn't know how to coach a hockey team in that tournament there, only putting up 238, 248 against Finland in Germany, and then 1434 in Latvia. But that was only because Team Canada lost Matthew Schaefer there. So Bo Akey, even though he had the skill set for that Team Canada team, a pass-first defenseman, can, break the zone with ease, just was disrespected at that World Junior Championship, but he brushed that off, and he is moving forward there when it comes to, adversity in injuries. I'm 100% now. I'm looking to make the step to professional hockey this season, so I'm looking to show the Oilers at a training camp. I want to give my all to try and make the Oilers and try to prove to them I can make an NHL roster. Being out, it was a long year for sure. I'm definitely excited to have it behind me. It was a challenge in the first couple of months getting back into the swing of things. Your cardio is not there and all those types of things, but I felt after the first couple of months, I got into a nice groove, adding on the type of team that he had in Barrie there, and he had to adjust his play style. Having a good team in Barrie and having other defensemen that can put up points and can score goals, I had to take that step and work on my defensive side in my 200-foot game, and I think I did that. We had a really good team in Barrie. We made it to the conference final. Unfortunately, we got swept by Oshawa. It wasn't the best series we could have put together, but overall, it was a good season with the Oilers' top prospect guy, Bruce Kurlock, not holding any punches. They're not pulling any punches when it comes to Bo Akey. I mean, he, in the first point there, Dallin Wakely, another Oiler prospect, had a superb playoff performance, going 6 in 17 for 23 points, but Bo Akey struggled in the playoffs, registering only 5 assists in 16 games. His defensive awards were exposed pretty well by Oshawa there, but again, he's only 20 years old. Defenseman takes a lot of time to grow as a defenseman there, especially a 20-year-old defenseman. I mean, what's the stat? There's like 700, 800 games where you finally find out what kind of NHL defenseman they actually are. I think the number is lower than that. I'm just paraphrasing there, but it takes a long time for a defenseman to develop there. And the Oilers director of player development, Callie Larson, he has a lot of hope for Bo Akey. He says a healthy Bo Akey is an elite skater. He can break the puck out well, and he has offense in junior hockey, he was a two-way defenseman, leaning a little bit towards more towards offense. I think in the pros, he'll be a two-way defenseman that will need to be more reliable defensively. I expect him to have every opportunity to be a good player in Bakersfield. It will be up to him if he does that or not. The results, you only get what you give, as that one song said. But for Calle Larson, a lot of hope for Bo Akey in the rest of not just for the Oilers defensive core, but also for the future there. And Akey is expected to get a long look at Edmonton training camp with a good chance to play at the next level, even though he's eligible to return to junior as an overage player. But I think the Oilers will want to keep him up with the Bakersfield Condors, and even know, like Bo Akey said, a slight chance at cracking the Oiler roster there. But that's more of an indictment on the Oilers defense if Bo Akey manages to crack the roster day one of the regular season. There's no disrespect to Bo Akey as well. That's just more so, trying to figure out what went wrong with the rest of the Oiler defense. As you can see there, not just in Edmonton it's crowded, but also in Bakersfield it's crowded. I mean, Josh Brown, Damien Carfagna, Atro Lepinen, who the Oilers brought over from Finland there, Mason Millman, who they just signed yesterday, the Bakersfield Condors, I should say, just to an AHL contract, and Al Kragula, who are still waiting to play a game in the Oilers organization. They've been dealing with a lot of injuries there when the Oilers did pick him up off of waivers from the Boston Bruins, and then Riley Stillman, who the Oilers signed on July 1st there to sort of, provide some veteran presence there to that blue line. As I mentioned, if Bo Akey does crack this roster, I'd be very, very shocked and concerned there. I mean, even on that right side, you have, Ty Emberson. Jake Wallman would play the right side in my projected lineup there next to Darnell Nurse there. So for Bo Akey, again, a lot of optimism here. But from Low Tide here, an amazing Oilers writer says, I don't think Bo Akey is going to be a primetime power play defenseman. He did post 38% of his points with the man advantage last season with the Colts, but was only third amongst buried Colts defensemen in power play points. Things may change for Akey, but Bakersfield is likely to employ brilliant Finnish puck mover Atro Lepinen in the power play quarterback role for much of next season. That even led, Low Tide to put him in a trade bait list there with Bo Akey, the physical, skilled passing blue liner that he is signing in the pro system as an Oiler could be tough as their blue line gets crowded there. And I mean, a crowded blue line is not the worst thing in the world. I mean, you have options. It's a lot better than dealing with what you have there and trying to make the best of what you have with that blue line. But a crowded blue line, again, it's not the worst thing in the world. And for Bo Akey, again, to put him as trade bait there, you'd be giving up on him far too soon, unless it's like it's a trade where you're the obvious winner here. Elias Sorokin trade, Jeremy Swayman trade. There's no point for Bo Akey to be in any trade talks there. But for Bo Akey, it is upwards and onwards. When I got drafted, I think there was that excitement the first day, but then you have to get to work. You have to try to work to take that step to become a professional whenever that is. And I think since I got drafted, I've had that work mindset. I want to be a better version of myself than I was last year. You always want to grow as a person and a player every year and get better. I just think I want to go into the season with that professional mindset and be able to keep working on myself in my game there. And that's a very professional statement there from Bo Akey. But that is it for today's video, folks. Make sure you let me know down in the comments if you saw much of Bo Akey with the Barrie Colts last year. Make sure you let me know your thoughts of him down in the comments there, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday, folks. We'll have lots of other prospect videos coming for you this summer, so stay tuned and take care. I'm Matt.